Go. Okay, so M&P Shield. This is my primary CCW pistol. We're going to go ahead and shoot some targets with it, do some accuracy tests, and some reliability tests. So far, I've had this for 2 years. I probably put close to 400 rounds to it. Not too much, but just shot it enough to know that it works. But I'm going to go ahead and shoot the target and do some accuracy tests on it. So pretty nice group. Go ahead and put another mag through it. This magazine I'm going to go for headshots. Alright, let's go ahead and walk down by the target and take a look. Okay, so headshot grouping, pretty nice group. These were already here. I probably should have marked that off first, but I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, right there, real tight group. And then for center mass, chest shots, I would say right about there is my grouping. We're shooting, should have mentioned this, we're shooting at 10 yards. This is a pretty good grouping for, you know, a small subcompact pistol at that distance. But M&P Shield, I mean, awesome gun, definitely for CCW. Okay, now we're taking an in-depth look at the M&P Shield 9mm. This gun I use mainly for concealed carry, but I do, you know, take it to the range every now and then and shoot it, put some rounds through it, make sure it works. I probably put about 400 rounds through it since owning it for about 2 years. Overall, I think this is an excellent firearm, and it's awesome for concealed carry. If you're thinking about getting a single stack subcompact pistol for concealed carry, this is one that I definitely recommend. There's a lot of good options out there, but for me, the Smith & Wesson's the way to go. So going ahead and looking at the pistol, it comes with 2 magazines. Right now, this is the 8-round. Oh, I should say that this is the 9mm too. It also comes in 40 and 45, but this is the 9mm version. So this is the extended magazine. You can see how it hangs out a little bit right here. It is more comfortable to hold on to, but it will print a little bit more when carrying it. But this gives you 8 plus 1, so 9-round total capacity. Magazine release is real good. Positive click when you put the magazine in. Very good mag. A lot of people complain that the springs are too stiff and they're too hard to load. I say, I mean, just get a speed loader or something, or just, you know, I guess try harder to load the magazines. I've had no issues. They are kind of stiff, but that's not a bad thing. If anything, it makes the gun more reliable. But if you do get a speed loader, it does help load the magazine. This is the 8-round, and then it does ship with 2. You also get a 7-round flush fit. Let me show you what it looks like with this mag inserted. Usually when I'm carrying the gun, I'll carry this as my primary magazine in the gun, and sometimes I'll carry this in my pocket as a backup. Usually I don't do that, but usually this is just what I carry. 7 plus 1, so I get 8 shots total capacity, and I'm pretty confident with that. Of course, I would like to carry, you know, a full-size pistol carrying, you know, 15 rounds. However, you really can't do that comfortably every day. Well, at least I can anyway, as far as inside the waistband. Something like this gives me the option of being comfortable while I'm carrying it and still have a decent amount of capacity. And 9mm, I'm confident with knockdown power of 9mm, especially putting a good hollow point through it. I have no issues with that. So this is what the 7-round magazine looks like. It's still me. I could still get my pinky just barely on the grip, giving me a full hand on it. So it's still comfortable to shoot. I don't mind shooting this pistol at all. Now if you look, this does have a thumb safety right here. Up for safety on, down for safety off. You can get this pistol without a thumb safety. In hindsight, I kind of wish I would have got the non-thumb safety model, just because I've noticed when I'm shooting it, trying to draw real quick and sweep that safety off and pulling the trigger, it does slow me down a little bit. So I wish I would have got the model without the thumb safety. Still, you know, not too bad. You can carry it with the safety off. However, if you do that, sometimes when the gun's in the holster, it could work itself on. I haven't had that issue with this pistol, but the Ruger LC9 is kind of notorious for that. The safety sticks out a little bit more on that pistol, and it will work itself on without you knowing it. So I would say if you have this and you carry it without the safety on, get in the habit of sweeping your thumb down, regardless if it's on or not, when you draw and fire, just to make sure you don't have an issue. Alright, right here you got your slide stop, your takedown lever. Sights, they give you regular 3-dot sights, which, you know, nothing fancy. I've definitely seen pistols with a lot worse sights. And you could always change these out if you want night sights or fiber optics. I might be doing that in the future. They are dovetailed in, you can see. You also got a set screw right there. Right here you have a loaded chamber indicator. Nothing protrudes out of the pistol, but you'll be able to see brass in the chamber when you got a round loaded. Right here you got your external extractor. Trigger doesn't have a trigger safety. It's Smith & Wesson's hinge trigger style. Trigger's alright. I mean, could be better, but for a carry gun, I don't want it too light. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dry fire, drop the magazine, chamber's clear, lock it back to show you. Nothing in the chamber. The trigger isn't gritty. Like sometimes you get a full-size Smith & Wesson, their M&P line. Sometimes the triggers are a little gritty out of the box. This one isn't gritty. It's I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze it here. All right, that's probably, if I'm guessing, that's probably maybe 6 pounds, maybe a little bit heavier. But I don't mind the trigger. Like I said, for a self-defense gun for concealed carry, you don't want something super light. Alright, holsters. So I have 2 holsters that I primarily use with this firearm. Now this one, nothing super fancy. This is a Phalanx Stealth Operator holster, and it's kind of generic. It works for a few different pistols, but for the M&P Shield, it works great. You heard it just pop in right there. But it, you know, the muzzle is exposed out of the bottom, which I really don't like that too much. But for the price, I think I paid $30 for this holster. It works great. It will hold me over until I get something better for it. But I've had no issues with it. One thing too, just always make sure you check the screws, tighten them. You see this one doesn't match. I had to find that because I lost a screw on it. But always just check your screws on the holster to make sure that they're always tight. Now, the other holster I have is a lot nicer. This is a G-Code Incog inside the waistband holster. Awesome, awesome holster. Great quality, comfortable. It's got the fuzz on the outside, so when it rubs up against your skin, it's not unpleasant. You could adjust it, but this is mainly what I use for summertime carry. Inside the waistband, always make sure you got a good belt too, but I do like this holster a lot. And you can see it just fits in there perfect. Now these are a little bit more pricey. I think I ordered this, well actually this was a gift from my girlfriend for me. She ordered it 2 years ago for Christmas, and I want to say she paid about $100 for it, with shipping and everything included, out the door. About $100 for this holster. But G-Code, excellent quality, real good stuff from G-Code. And that's the Incog holster for the M&P Shield. Good stuff. But if you're thinking about getting a holster or a firearm for concealed carry, definitely take a look at the M&P Shield. Now there is the Performance Center that they came out with not too long ago, and what that has is porting on the slide and barrel. They give you the choice of either night sights or fiber optic sights, and they upgraded the trigger a little bit on it. And usually it's only about $100 more for the Performance Center, which isn't too bad for the value that you're getting. If I were to go back, like I said, I would have got the model without the thumb safety, but you could get used to the safety, not a problem. But the M&P Shield for concealed carry, definitely recommend it. You will not be disappointed. These go, MSRP on Smith's website is $449. I feel like I see these in gun stores right around the $400 price mark. That's a good deal. If you find them under $400, I would say definitely pick one up. That's a great deal. Barrel length on it, it's 3.1 inches, so it's not real small. I mean, you still could be pretty accurate with it. I usually shoot around 10 yards when I'm shooting pistols, and I had a pretty tight grouping with this pistol. It is Striker Fire, polymer frame. Weight, it is 20.8 ounces unloaded, which isn't too bad. The slide is stainless steel, and it has an Armornite finish, which helps protect it. And I've had no issues. I carry this every day. I mean, I have no slide wear, just mainly up at the muzzle, just a tiny, tiny bit, but that's expected. But the firearm is held up very well. Let me show you how to break it down. So always drop your magazine, check your chamber, make sure your chamber's clear. So you're going to go ahead and lock it back, and then you have a little yellow tab. It's kind of hard to see, but you could take a tool or something and pry that down, or what you can do is dry fire it. Right now I don't have a tool handy, so I'm just going to dry fire it, but also make sure your takedown lever, you rotate that down 90 degrees, release your slide, point in the safe direction when you dry fire it, and then your slide comes off. So right here you might be able to see is the yellow tab I was talking about. Up is usually when you're firing it, that's how it should be. You press it down in order to release the slide from the frame. So moving on to the slide here, you have a dual captured recoil spring, and then you have your barrel. It's a little dirty. I need to clean it. I haven't cleaned it since I've been back from the range. But takedown's real easy on it. I usually polish my feed ramp of all my pistols with a little bit of Flitz polish and just a cleaning patch. I have a Dremel tool, but I don't use it because I don't want to deform the slide at all. But usually I'll just put a little drop of Flitz right there and just take a patch and rub it for a few minutes and then wipe all the excess polish off. And you could tell afterwards that the feed ramp is very slick after doing that. Slide, you know, just like any other Striker Fire slide. You can tell I haven't put too many rounds through it, but it is dirty. It doesn't need to be cleaned right now. And then reassembly, just like I took it apart in reverse. Go ahead and drop your barrel in. Take your recoil spring. The skinnier part right here is going to go against the barrel. The fatter part is going to go against the muzzle. Go ahead and squeeze that, and it will drop right in. And make sure your guide rod and spring is always centered when you install it back. You don't want it cocked off to the side or anything like that. It might not go on right, and you're going to try to force it on. Just make sure you got it centered right there. And then same thing on the frame. Make sure your yellow tab right here is down when you go to insert the slide. Also make sure your takedown lever is still in the down position. Could get bumped up when you're cleaning it. And just line it up with your contact points right here on the frame. Go ahead and line that up. And when I'm pulling it back, I usually just kind of rock the frame back and forth so it doesn't snag on anything. And then go ahead and have your thumb ready. Lock back the slide stop. Rotate your lever back down. And what you can do is pop that pin back up, or pop that little lever back up. But what I do is I usually insert the mag, and that automatically will put that little tab back up for me. Well, that was the takedown and reassembly. Some things I plan on doing to this pistol in the future is stippling. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to stipple this myself. I think I'm going to start with the back strap right here in the front, where it already does have a little more aggressive texture. But I think I'm going to try to stipple that myself. I've stippled a PMag before, but never a pistol, so a little nervous doing that, you know, because there's no going back. But I think I'm going to try doing that. Trigger, I think I'm going to leave the same exact trigger. I don't think I'm going to do the apex or anything for a carry gun. Sights, I think I want night sights for it. This is a concealed carry, self-defense, so I think I'm going to go ahead and swap out and get the Trijicon HD night sights, probably with the orange front and then just the white rears. And then I have been contemplating getting the Streamlight light for it. The TLR6, I believe it is. It's a light and laser combo, and I really don't want the laser. I wish they would make one that's just a light. They might do that in the future, but then I'd have to get different holsters for it. So, but I have been contemplating getting a light for it. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and please subscribe. Thank you.